Yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender Regime Boxing, checking back in with y'all, man. What's good? Man, I want to talk about this fight we got coming up this weekend, April 9th. ERICKSON the Hammer Lubin versus Sebastian the Towering Inferno Fundora, man. Is going down on Showtime. If you got the Showtime app, it's free. No pay-per-view. You dig what I'm saying? This right here is going to be a hell of a fight. This is honestly, you seen I posted the poll for the upcoming fights this month. The month of April is so jam-packed with incredible matchups. And, you know, it's really so many great fights and great matchups this month that you really can't go wrong. It's just, to be honest with you, it's like heaven for a boxing fan. Like hardcore boxing fan, this shit is heaven. You feel me? The month of April is really like heaven, bro. You got Tyson Fury, Dillian White, Earl Spence, Jordanis Ugas, Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor, ERICKSON Lubin, Sebastian Fundora, Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez. Bruh, this shit finna be lit. You dig what I'm saying? This shit finna be crazy. But out of all those fights, my favorite, I'm not gonna say my favorite because it's hard to choose a favorite, but I'm gonna say one of the most intriguing matchups and one of the most evenly, like, competitively matched fights is ERICKSON Lubin versus Sebastian Fundora for a lot of reasons. Now, ERICKSON Lubin, he has a loss on his record. His only loss is to the current unified champion Jermell Charlo, who's about to fight for undisputed in a rematch versus Brian Castano the following month in May, I believe on the 14th, next month. You know, his only loss is to that guy. Every other fight, ERICKSON Lubin has been extremely dominant. Yeah, he might have got clipped a little bit by Terrell Gausha. But outside of that, man, you know, and Terrell Gausha just knocked down Tim Tszyu. So that got to count for something. Tim Tszyu is an up-and-coming guy that's really making a name for himself. Of course, we all know his father, Kostya Tszyu. You know, this guy has, you know, championship pedigree in his bloodline. You feel me? He ain't never been no champion at this point, but you know that guy right there, Terrell Gausha, knocked him down. So that gotta count for something. I don't think you can really discredit ERICKSON Lubin for getting hurt by Gausha if guys like Tim Tszyu getting hurt by him. You dig what I'm saying? Also, you know, he might have got a little clipped in he might have got a little clipped in the Rosario fight, you know, but I don't really think it was nothing to really cause too much concern, but it's something that you have to consider. I bring those points up is because on one hand, you can't just totally shit on ERICKSON Lubin and say his chin is shitty and trash and he just don't have no punch resistance. He can't take no shots. You can't really say that. You know what I'm saying? You can say that maybe it's questionable, but you can't just say he don't got no chin like on some Amir Khan shit. I don't really think that's right. You know what I'm saying? I don't really think that's a valid opinion. You know, but everybody got their own opinion. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, man, ERICKSON Lubin has been extremely dominant. He showed you he can box with so much versatility. He's a southpaw. He can fight on the inside. I think ERICKSON Lubin is a very underrated inside fighter. When he get on the inside, y'all know I'm orthodox, man. I don't really like to demonstrate from the southpaw position, but you know, he get in that bitch and he know how to lean his shoulder in there. He'll dig to the body. Go back and watch the Rosario fight. ERICKSON Lubin, he know how to get on that inside and dig to the body and hit you with, throw all type of combinations. He cold with that shit. Got good hand speed, very good power in both hands. Call him Jack and Sledge. You feel me? The hammer. And you done seen ERICKSON Lubin to drop many of y'all favorite fighters in sparring. ERICKSON Lubin got tape whooping on a lot of y'all favorite fighters in sparring. You dig what I'm saying? All I'm saying, just put some respect on that man's name. Big facts. So, very dominant fighter, man. Very dominant fighter. Then you have the Towering Inferno. Now he's somewhat of an enigma right now. This guy's 6'6", fighting at 154. He's an enigma and he's an anomaly. This guy is a one-off. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen a guy at 154 or lower. I don't think I've ever seen a guy at 160 above 6'5". You know what I'm saying? This dude is 6'6" and he's fighting at 154, and the brother got power in both hands, and he throwing punches and bunches, combinations, and he game. You know what I'm saying? He game. He always come to fight. Got a great uppercut. I think that's his best punch, that right uppercut. He got a great left hook. You know, he touch you on the chin. If you questionable, you can go. Which is why I brought up those points earlier, even though I'm not going to shit on Lubin for getting hurt in fights and getting stopped by a power puncher like Jermell Charlo. When you're fighting somebody like Sebastian Fundora, who's made his bones, who has made everything that we know about him up until this point is based off of his power and his punch rate. Throws a lot of punches. He don't really fight tall. This guy don't fight like a 6'6" fighter. He like to get in the trenches. He remind me of how Robert Easter Jr. was, when he was undefeated and a champion at 135. You know what I'm saying? That fight he had with Richard Comey. This guy's way longer and rangier than Richard Comey, but yet he's in there having a brawl. You know what I'm saying? A all-out brawl, all-out war, fighting on the inside. Even though this guy has the tools and the ability to box from the outside. I've never really seen Fundora use his height to his advantage and use that jab, use that length and really keep somebody at bay and then bring the power behind that, set shit up with the jab. I would love to see Fundora mix that up because being 6'6" at 154, bro, you're taller than everybody. You're longer and rangier than everybody. There's nobody probably at 154. I think Tony Harrison was the tallest guy there. Fucking Jarrett Hurd was probably like, 5'11", maybe 6 feet. Tony Harrison like 6'1". You know what I'm saying? I think Rosario is probably like 5'11". You know what I'm saying? There's nobody in that division that's 6'5" and 6'6", bruh. So you have an advantage if you can use that shit right. But that's just not how Fundora fights. I've never seen him use that shit to his advantage, but I would love to see him, start doing that, man, because I think he can really be a threat in that division. You know what I'm saying? But the reason this fight is so intriguing, man, because ERICKSON Lubin has so much on the line. He cannot afford to lose another fight if he wants to keep that momentum that he currently has. He's been building up momentum, working with Coach Kevin Cunningham, which I think has been great for him down there in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Coach Cunningham been really putting shit together for him. You know what I'm saying? Really keeping him focused. I've been noticing that ERICKSON Lubin hasn't been veering away from the game plan. He's been staying steadfast, sticking to the game plan. I love the way he's been going to the body. I like his punch output. I like his patience, and I like his punch variation. He really been mixing it up, man, and just becoming a more complete fighter as opposed to just relying on his power. You know what I'm saying? So I really love what I've been seeing from ERICKSON Lubin, and if he wants to keep that momentum going and getting back to a title shot, possibly a rematch with Jermell Charlo, which I think would be huge, especially if he can beat Fundora, and especially if Jermell Charlo becomes undisputed. Now you get an opportunity to fight for undisputed in a rematch versus the only guy that you lost to. And it's a huge fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? Stylistically, entertainment-wise, and the accolades that's going to be on the line. You feel me? So it's so much on the line for ERICKSON Lubin, and I just don't think that he can afford to lose this fight, bruh. I'm not saying that he can never come back from it, but it's going to push him, it's going to knock him back a lot, because think about it. He lost to Jermell Charlo in what was that, 2018? 2017, 2018? Something like that. There was a while ago, and it's taking him this long. He's still a very young fighter. like 25, 26. And it's taking him that long to get back to the top. He fought Jamel at age like 22, 23. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, he was probably like 21. He was young as hell. You did what I'm saying? So it's so much on the line for Lubin. And then also for Fundora, it'll be, he's undefeated. He's been, slowly but surely working his way into title contention as well. So, and I believe this is a title eliminator for Jamel Charlo's WBA belt, if I'm not mistaken. You feel me? So if he loses, this gonna knock him back on the rankings, and he gonna have to start back from scratch. You feel me? And try to get his way back. Because think about it, we talking about undisputed now, so it ain't gonna be multiple guys that have belts that you can go this route or go that route. Everybody gonna be chasing the same guy, so you gonna get knocked to the back of the line. You can't afford to lose if you either one of these guys, in my opinion. You really can't afford to lose. It's a lot on the line. A lot on the line. So that brings a lot of excitement and mystique to the fight. Just so much to look out for, so much to pay attention to, and then just the entertainment value again. Like, both of these guys are fan-friendly fighters. They're gonna throw punches, they're gonna go for the knockout. They both got power. I really haven't seen Fundora's chin tested a lot. He did fight Sergio Garcia, this undefeated, relatively unknown guy from Mexico, who did put up a really good fight. I thought that was a surprisingly competitive matchup with Sergio Garcia. Sergio Garcia was doing a whole lot of, ducking down and landing that awkward overhand right, because Fundora's so tall, he really don't even see that motherfucker coming in, especially Fundora, who's pressing forward and being aggressive and not boxing from the outside and using length and shit like that. So you can catch a motherfucker like that walking in, he thinking shit sweet, you throw one of them bitches over the top, that bitch gonna land right on the jaw. You know what I'm saying? But I really think, this fight could go either way. To be honest with you, I don't see this fight going a distance. It could go the distance, but I don't see it going the distance simply because I know Fundora is going to come forward. I don't expect him to use his boxing ability and fight from the outside. I've never seen him do it. I don't expect him to change now. And for ERICKSON LUBIN, he's going to have to get on the inside to be effective. I think this fight will be fought in close quarters. It's going to be fought in a phone booth for the most part, because that's where ERICKSON LUBIN is going to be safe on the inside, or that's safest, because even though Fundora long, he can fight on that inside now. And for Fundora, I just don't really see him taking a step back. I think this shit going to be fought in the phone booth, and I'm going to have to ride with ERICKSON LUBIN by KO. I'm going to have to ride with ERICKSON LUBIN by KO to the body. I really think that it is a high probability that Fundora can catch Lubin with some shit and knock him out. That's possible, because I've seen him knocked out before and I've seen him hurt multiple times. However, I'm going to take the more experienced fighter, the guy who has more to lose in ERICKSON LUBIN, the guy who I just think is a better overall, more skilled, more talented fighter, more versatile fighter, and just a more mature fighter, man. I think ERICKSON LUBIN is going to find a way to win. I think he's going to work his way on the inside and go to work on Fundora's body, something that you haven't really seen a lot of fighters do. And there's reasons for that, because the dude throwing bombs as you trying to work your way on the inside. But I think if Lubin can somehow get on that inside and pick a nice, amount of real estate where he can operate out of, and go to work on that body, I think that power in both hands is gonna come into play. And I think he fuck around and break a rib in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? I think he fuck around and break a rib or two on Fundora, stop him to the body, and that's gonna be all she wrote, man. But I think it's gonna be a hell of a fight, action-packed. I can see this shit going 9-10, stoppage late. You know what I'm saying? If both of these guys can endure the punishment that's going to take place in this fight, I can see it being a late stoppage. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say 7th round. I'm going to say ERICKSON LUBIN by 7th round KO to the body. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment, man. In the comments, who do y'all think is going to win this fight, and why? You feel me? Why do you think whoever, you know, Fundora is going to win? Why do you think Lubin is going to win? Really break that shit down for me, because I'm going to be honest with you. Even though I'm making my prediction right now, I'm not 100% sold. You know, I'm just going with, I think these guys are, you know, not evenly matched in skills, but stylistically and all things considered, I just think it's an evenly matched fight. So I'm going to go with the more experienced guy who have more tools and shit like that. So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Contender Regime Boxing. I'll holla at y'all boys, man.